stop number 8 of Monster Jam, the long game, brings our superstars to the TWA Dome for the final main season stop. Welcome back to the Walker Williams channel, your place to go for all of the long game action. My name is Deli, and always by my side is Jack. The pressure is high because this is the last stop before the long game world finals, so competition will be strenuous on the drivers and entertaining for the fans. As you can see, the fans have already crowded into the grandstands and are ready to go. Some of the best are ready to go racing.
And you said that this is a St. Louis, we're in St. Louis, it's a St. Louis style track. They start in 2 separate ovals, sort of like half of what we did in Orlando. 8 trucks here, perfectly even lineup. We got some great races coming up here, and these guys are not going to hold back at all.
Before we begin this episode's action, let's see our full-on field of trucks. All eyes are on Executioner. Danny Werewolf is the series points leader and is 5-2 on the season, holding a 3-win streak. Have you heard the news? There's a new kid in town. One of Riggs of Rod's Monster Jam's finest, Trenton Ray, joins the fight to World Finals. Will he get bidded in? We're just going to have to wait and see as racing starts now. Pulling up to the line first, it's Cora Solera in the Goldberg Monster Jam truck. And making his return, it's Dillon Pereira in Gravedigger.
Nice to see Dillon come back. Last time we saw him in racing, his truck broke. We'll see if he can make it any further this time.
Pereira with the slight edge across the finish line the first time around. Goldberg is up and down.
Hard turn for Goldberg. This is a real tight track, and we're going to see how these guys handle it tonight, but these are not wide turns at all. This is a very, very cramped track. You see those Pro Stadium hills all over the place. Dillon Pereira getting a pretty easy win here. Back strong.
Dillon Pereira, Gravedigger, putting up a pretty nice run for the first race of round number 1. Right here, all eyes were on Cora Solera in the Goldberg this race. As you can see right there, the truck just couldn't maintain the center of gravity and just flipped over, couldn't make it. Dillon Pereira taking the victory in the first race.
We see Tropical Thunder, El Toro, Loco come up in the next round. Developed Terron, who's sort of been an up-and-down guy all season. Same thing with Tropical Thunder. I think this is a pretty interesting race-up. I think this is a nice even matchup here for 2 guys who really have a lot to prove here. Tropical Thunder was great in Tampa. We'll see what he can do here in St. Louis.
Off the line, it's looking like Terron's got the lead across the finish line the first time around. Tropical Thunder nosediving. Oh!
Tropical Thunder got the pole.
Tropical Thunder clipped it. That's a 5-second penalty put on Tropical Thunder, but he still got the lead.
If El Toro can't make this turn, then it's all El Toro right now.
Chase Sieber off of the course in the final turn, plus the 5-second penalty, and he's across the line. Oh, look out. Ouch.
We've seen that a lot from him this season. We just saw it there. Had trouble making both of those turns. I mean, these are really, you got to whip this truck around really hard, and it's not easy on a lot of these trucks. El Toro had a great turn here, great run. So he just nails that pole right there, and you can't hit those poles. That's a 5-second penalty.
Yikes, Chase Sieber was everywhere during that race, especially because he lost it in the final turn as well as the 5-second penalty put on him. That's going to be detrimental toward the time, and here is the series points leader, Danny Werewolf and Executioner. He's got a 3 racing streak right now, and there is Jack Meredith, Mr. Destruction. If anyone is more hungry for a racing win right now, it's got to be this guy right now. He's going up against one of the fiercest competitors in the long game, and it all goes down right now.
Got him off the line, and not to mention, we've seen this matchup so many times here in the long game. I mean, Jack Roy wants to get another win over Danny.
Oh, no. Hang
Almost
on.
Rolls it. Oh, Danny got an advantage right there.
Still, Meredith with him into the final turn. It's dead even. Both seem to mess up just a little bit, but across the finish line, Executioner's going to get it. A 5-second penalty put on Mr. Destruction.
Oh,
hang on.
Hang on. Safe.
Just barely missed it.
Oh, man. That's one of the more creative crashes I've seen in racing. That was some tension. Danny did not want to mess up his truck this time.
Still, Jack Meredith was right there with him the entire race. Despite losing the lead in that one turn, he was with him, but then across the finish line, it was all Executioner. And right here, this was insane. Both trucks get up on 2 wheels, and just look at that. Just barely miss Executioner.
Looks like we're not going to get Predator. Predator Dillon Kearns is here, but that truck cannot get to the line. It's going to be a buy run from Bustin Loose here in racing. And the final race of round number 1. If he can complete this race, it'll be another win. It's pretty easy.
So far, he's looking pretty strong. One of Riggs of Rod's Monster Jam's finest, Trenton Ray in the Bustin Loose. His first event out here, and he's looking really strong, and he's out on the track alone.
He's had a heck of a career. I mean, this is a brand new truck. Interesting to see what he can do, and I think it's a good race for him. And
Whoa,
it's definitely
hang
a good
on.
showcase.
Great pass by Bustin Loose. Trenton Ray showing these St. Louis fans what he's got. That truck is full of speed. You can really feel the RPMs just coming off of the starting line.
Definitely. He's not holding back on this course. And you see, he whips into that turn really easily. A lot of guys are not very heavy on the rear steer in a lot of these courses because it can kind of spin you out, but you kind of have to do that. This is a full 180 turn and not a lot of space to do it. And Pro Stadium Trucks, you've been following them all season. It's time for the World Finals. Thomas Ray White versus Darren Fry. Thomas Ray White was having problems with the transmission in this race. He couldn't get it in the next gear. It was going to be all Darren Fry going into the final round, who's been sort of an underdog this season. He's actually going to get a great opportunity here to go for a World Championship. And someone else who has not been in the finals yet, Dan Sutter and Tough and Ugly in the far lane is facing off against Jeff Hoy and Monster Patrol. Both guys are pretty even going into this race, except for Jeff Hoy getting a great lead going into that final turn. But these trucks, these courses are very tough, and he flipped it over. Just like in Orlando, Jeff Hoy could not make it to the finals due to a flip, and Dan Sutter's going to get the opportunity of a lifetime as well. Great race between the underdogs this season. Dan Sutter going up against Darren Fry in what might be the Pro Stadium Truck race of the entire season. Darren Fry had a great lead, but Dan Sutter did not hold back, coming back on that second straightaway. Into the turn, they were 100% even, and the fans were on their feet to see this one. We could not wait to see who was going to win. It was bumper to bumper, but it was all Darren Fry. Number 5 in points, number 1 here tonight in St. Louis, going away with his first ever Pro Stadium Truck Championship trophy. Having a couple words there with Dan Sutter. And it was a great moment here. I mean, we've seen this guy, he worked really hard all season, had some great races, never won them. And now he's finally here, winning his first World Championship, giving the fans a little bit of a photo opportunity.
Good on him for winning the championship. Although not getting as far as he wanted to in points, he definitely really showed these St. Louis fans what he's capable of. Coming out of the blue, if you will, and taking the victory here at the World Finals.
Definitely. And Jeff Hoy, we saw him dethrone Thomas Ray White last time. Now he's going to be your points champion. Thomas Ray White, Rory Campbell, Ralph Massey, all really fighting over that second and third place spot this season. Darren Fry is still finishing in 5th place, but it's been a great night for him, and we're glad you joined us for this season of Pro Stadium Trucks. Hopefully we can bring it to you next season and give you just as much great action between these guys.
I can't wait to see it, personally. Congratulations to Darren Fry on taking the racing victory in the Pro Stadium Trucks.
And we take a look at our round 2 bracket, our semifinals. Gravedigger going up against El Toro Loco and Executioner and Bustin Loose. I'm excited for that second race the most because Bustin Loose had a great pass, but we didn't see him up against any real competition yet. So we're going to see if he can dethrone our 3-time racing winner in a row.
And now here comes one of the most coveted races in the long game. It's Dillon Pereira and Gravedigger, and developed Terron and El Toro Loco. Looks like Pereira got Terron off of the line. Still, Gravedigger's right there, and El Toro Loco's with him. Wow, look at the
El Toro
air.
would probably be with him if he got him on the line, but he didn't. Gravedigger just blasted him.
El Toro Loco's trying to come back, but to no avail. Gravedigger.
Whoa. This is a nice race, but I mean, it was all Gravedigger from the beginning. He just blew him off the line there, and just see the great turn for both guys, but it was all that power, that Gravedigger power. Just got him the win there, and we're going to see Dillon Pereira in the finals. It's something we haven't seen yet. I mean, he had a bad time in racing last time we saw him.
Oh man! Now this is one of the most anticipated races of the long game. One of Riggs and Rod's Monster Jam's finest taking on one of the long game's finest.
Nice race, but Danny's got the lead.
Ray's gonna have to make up some huge ground into the final turn. Danny's got the lead across the finish line. Wow!
It's all Executioner.
And a wheelie
Whoa.
to end it, right into the pits.
That's an angry wheelie right there.
Yikes.
This is a nice race. I think we just saw it in the last race too, where it's like, it's so hard to make up ground in this course. It's not like the Pro Stadium trucks, where there's so much leeway in terms of how the trucks handle. Once you've got this course down, it's going to be just all you for this race, and I'm excited to see what this final race is going to bring us.
Still, from the very beginning, it looked like Trenton Ray really had it, but it wasn't until the first turn where you could really see that the problems began. He took the turn a lot more wide than Danny Werewolf did, which is basically what gave him the edge, and he's going to the finals. Our finalists are Dillon Pereira and Gravedigger, and Danny Werewolf and Executioner. I'm kind of surprised to see the Black and Green Wrecking Machine in the finals.
And our collision decision tonight, Chase Sieber and Tropical Thunder getting it once again. And also our Jammer question for those who be paying attention, who was the one truck not to be able to compete in racing tonight? Comment below, we might give you a shout out in the next video, maybe some prizes, most likely a shout out. As Chase Sieber once again rolls that truck over.
Still, that definitely shows that he's got some type of control over it.
Oh yeah. And now the tension is real high here.
Oh boy. This is the final race of the main season before we go on to Monster Jam, the Long Game World Finals #1. It's the series points leader against the underdog. It's the Black and Green Wrecking Machine versus the Executioner. St. Louis, let's go racing! Whoa.
Gravedigger got him off the line a little bit.
Digger got it off the line into the first turn.
And we should mention that there's an extra lap on this final race since the race can repeat. There's an extra lap here. We're going to see what these guys can do.
Whoa.
Whoa.
He's on two wheels and he's down.
Gravedigger couldn't save it. It's not going to beat. He's not going to beat that streak. Danny once again gets by here, going across the finish line here.
I feel kind of bad for Dillon Pereira. His first event back, made it to the finals, but unfortunately he's going to lose against Executioner. But you can see right here, Gravedigger was basically there the entirety of the race, even got him off of the line, but right here is where the problem was for Gravedigger. Didn't take that turn quite as tight, giving the Executioner the advantage of speed across the finish line by more than a truck length. And right here, Gravedigger just flipping over, couldn't take the tension, as some say. Executioner taking the victory.
Yeah, it was a great effort from Dillon Pereira, but even if without that final lap, it still would have been all Danny.
Cutting it extremely close there on that last jump over the cars. Executioner will be taking the victory against Gravedigger in the final race of the night.
Yeah, I think it was a great competition here. I mean, I'm excited to see what they're going to do in freestyle. This was probably our toughest racing course yet. Maybe this or Orlando, but this is a great job from all parties here.
With that being said, thank you everyone for tuning in for this episode of The Long Game. Make sure to tune in next week for some crazy freestyle action, but for now, please enjoy the jam.